So I need to talk to y'all. I was on YouTube just, scrolling through, and I've been seeing this video that I think a lot of people have been talking about. And the video I wanted to talk to you guys about is where these women are talking about how guys are going crazy over the PS5. And I want to go ahead and share you my opinion on that because this right here kind of rattled me a little bit. Oh, I know you guys are wondering why, I'm repping that red and blue Superman colors. But again, not to get off topic. But this right here has been rattling me due to the fact that these women think that men who play video games are childish or not mature enough. And this really kind of hits you a different way because it's like playing video games is been going around for so long that a lot of men tend to go towards playing it as a way of just unwinding from a long day at work or wanting to connect with some friends and chit chat here and there type thing. But I guess when it's like when you're in a relationship or dating, it's almost as if like women tend to look at a man and when they're playing a video game, it's like, is there anything else that you do? Like, ma'am, I had a long day at work. Like, I just wanted to play the game to unwind, escape reality, here and there. But it's, this video, they were saying like how a lot of guys are going crazy over the PS5. Reason for that is due to the fact that the PS5 is one of those consoles that a lot of people were expecting to get this year. And what I mean by expecting, let me take these off again because again, when I get serious, I have to take the glasses off. But you know, this is a console that everyone's been anticipating on getting since the PS4 drop. I say back like maybe 3 years before. And the PS5 is one of those next gen consoles. It's not like an iPhone that comes out every month, every couple of months to a year or so, to where I've seen a lot of people who spend a lot of money trying to stay up to date. Like you just got you an iPhone, but you go back and buy another iPhone, which is not really a huge jump from. It's just a few minor changes to it, which you're still, paying more money for. It's the same kind of phone, still do the same stuff. But when it comes to a PS5, there's some women who tend to get a little bit jealous that their man is giving the machine more attention, which, well, if you think about it, it shouldn't really be that way. But if a guy hasn't really been playing a game for a long time, what you expect. But because let's just say I had a friend who was getting a little upset that her man just got a PS5 and he ain't even got it. At least, well, I'll say he at least got it for a week now. But when he first got it, it was as if like everything else didn't matter. Which I know him, and I know that he doesn't think that way. It's just that his PS4 broke a couple of months ago, and when he finally got the PS5, he was playing Call of Duty and playing the new Assassin's Creed game, and his girl called and said, hey, so and so has been on the game ever since he got it and didn't give me no attention. And I was like, you know what, calm down. It's not like he literally forgot about you, because I know that he's been giving you a lot of time, but for you to say that he's giving that machine more time than you, let me just say this. Like, when it comes to dating, I think some women, not all women are like that, because I know a few women that also play games as well. So I'm pretty sure they understand. But for those who don't play video games, you got to understand that you know sometimes your man just want to get away from a lot of stuff. He just want to put his mind on something that can keep him out of trouble. Some video games do tend to keep men out of trouble. You also got some that they only play it just to keep in contact with friends they haven't seen in a while, or family members that play the game. And it's just really fun and exciting. I mean, like some of them mostly play like sport games. I used to play like sport like NBA 2K and Madden. Haven't really been playing it as much. I've mostly been more lenient towards like Call of Duty and open world type games. But I tend to understand. But with this video, I just don't understand it. Like, women just get these women on this video. I wish I knew what it was called. Well, actually, I know what it's called. I wish I had a way of showing you guys. Well, maybe I will. But they were saying how like what's wrong? What's wrong with playing? What's wrong with getting a PS5? I even seen like on some social media sites like Instagram, Snapchat that I've seen women go out their way to buy their men, whether it's their boyfriend or their husband, a PS5. Even during Black Friday, I've seen a couple of women who were sitting outside of GameStop or Best Buy, Walmart, just waiting to get that PS5. Which I know with Walmart and Best Buy, they only had them online, but GameStop was that store that had them in like literally physically in the store. And when I went up there were some women up there who was actually getting it for their husbands or boyfriends, and I'm just like, I was wondering, did they tell y'all? Did they ask y'all to get it? Because with me, if it's a console, I wouldn't ask my girl to buy it because I feel like that's just something I should get on my own. Like if she end up buying it or like surprise me on getting it, then all for it. I'm down. I'm down for the lovey dovey. Let's go. Let's go. Let's game together. Then we get the lovey dovey. But if I don't want to tell her like, hey babe, I want you to buy me a PS5. Nah. That's just not something I would want. I wouldn't want my girl to spend that much money on me. I feel like if that's something that I really, really want, I'm gonna go out and get it myself. And I don't, like for them to say that, it's almost as if like, women will spend almost the exact same kind of money, if not more, on like clothing line and bags and stuff. And I'm starting to see a little bit of a double standard right there. Like, let's say if I was dating somebody and she didn't like that I spent a lot of money on a PS5, or I was going stir crazy on trying to get the PS5 so I can, play with my friends and all of that. But here we go out somewhere and you see a bag that's like $400 or $500, and you're like, oh, you want to go and get it, and then you end up spending your money on it. Now, granted, if it's your money, you spend it. That's not like I'm spending my money to buy you that bag. You want to spend the money that you earn to buy you that bag. But the thing is that I'm pretty sure that bag you spend so much money on, you're probably not going to be wearing it like a lot, like you may wear that bag for like maybe 2 or 3 times on the occasion, but that's about it. It may be, I'll say 5 max, in my opinion, 5 max. But at least when I spend that much money on something, I'm utilizing it to the best of its ability. Like I'm literally on it just to either play the game or use it for streaming services to like watch Hulu, Netflix, HBO Max. Like I'm using it for all of that. Get on YouTube, and vice versa. Like at least if I'm spending that kind of money on something, I'm utilizing all of its components while also still connecting to fellow gamers out there that play games. And with like I just find that a bit unfair how when it comes to something like that, some women are quick to say that men shouldn't be playing games, or it's just childish that you're playing video games. But I kind of find well, I ain't gonna say childish, but I find it a little bit immature that you're spending money on accessories of your own as well. You're spending all this kind of money on clothing lines, shoes and purses and all that could almost add up, if not equal to a PS5. Like, come on now. What sense does that make? You spend more money buying all this other stuff versus me spending all my money on something that's going to benefit me for years to come. Because, with a PS5, this is something that's going to last me up until probably the next gen console. It's not like I'm buying a PS5 and then next year, okay, I'm done with it. I'm not playing it no more. No, that's not how that works. Whenever you buy a new console, everyone is going to be on it. I ain't going to say consistent. Now, I'm not like one of those 20, 30, 40-hour gamers that be on it consistently. But if it comes to a time where I want to, unwind and play the game, I'll get on the game. Especially if I come home from a long day of work and I want to play the game. The first thing I would do is I get in, undress, get in the shower, eat. I'll come talk to my girl, ask her how was her day at work, or, comfort her, see if everything's all right with her, before I even get on the game. It's not like I'm gonna come in, do what I have to do, and then get straight on the game without acknowledging the woman that I'm supposed to be with. Like, I'm not gonna do that. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to, I would say, not get on the game at all, especially if I spend that kind of money on it. Like, no, that's not what's gonna happen. Like, I'm going to play the game. Now, granted, in my past, I have dated women who were in between. There was one side that did not play games, then there was one side that do. Now, I'm one of the people that I'm open to what I like to do. I'm not one of them behind the doors type people like, oh, I'm like this out in public, but inside I'm really this. Like, no, like, I'd rather just show you all of that in or out. So I let you know that, hey, I like to play video games. I'll tell you that in public, then rather than me showing to you when you at least come to my house. But for the ones that did not play video games, they've always asked me why I like playing them. I told them, I like playing it because it's fun. It helps me unwind. It helps me relieve some stress. And, with that, sometimes I'd be like, hey, you should give it a chance. You should try playing. They're like, nah, I don't play video games. And I'm like, how would you not know if you don't like it if you don't try it? See, with me, let's say if I was dating you and, well, not dating you. Let's say if I was dating a woman and let's say that she likes to do some things that I may not even like doing. Like, let's say she likes watching Vampire Diaries, which I know is a bad comparison, but I just had to come up with something on the top of my head because I remember I knew someone who liked watching Vampire Diaries and then started watching the originals. And, I didn't think I would ever get into a show like that. But, because I was with her, I was starting to watch it. Then I kind of caught up on some of the little episodes like, oh, so this is what happened. This is so-and-so, yada, yada, woo-woo. And, I gave it a chance. That's the thing. It's not like I said, oh, I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. I at least gave it a chance. Whereas with her, she ain't going to give it a chance. And I just, to me, I feel like that's not fair. It's not fair how, if I can give something that you like a chance, why can't you give something that I like a chance? That's like me saying, of course, I like to go to Comic-Con. That's like me saying, I want to take a girl that I like to Comic-Con. She think that she ain't gonna like it, but how would you not know if you don't like it if you have never been to one? You only base things off of what you see through social media or pictures on Google. But if you actually went there, like physically went there, your perspective on it will be a lot different than you just seeing photos of it on the internet. That same thing goes for video games. You see people play it, but if you at least play it yourself, please, like, I remember I let somebody play a game. It was Call of Duty. Man, I let her play it for one time. Like, I let her play a match. And she was like, oh my gosh, I keep dying so much. Like, I'm not good. I'm like, okay, calm down. One is just the game, which, of course, we do get competitive. But number two, you can't expect to be good at something the first time you play it. For me, for anyone that started playing Call of Duty, you know that you're not going to be good at it when you first start playing it. You have to practice. You have to continue playing in order to get better. That's how a lot of people that are on Call of Duty right now are so good, is because they consistently play it. They practice. It's just like sports. You can't expect to get on the court and start making threes and free throws and all that. That takes practice. And with the women that did not play video games, they used to complain how they weren't so good at it that they stopped playing it. And with me, I'm not gonna force you to play it. That's cool. I mean, at least you gave it a chance. But for the ones that didn't even want to pick up a controller and at least try, that shows me that you're not willing to at least open up to something new that you never did. If I'm willing to open up myself to try something that you like that I never thought I would do, but I can't get that same energy back, then how we expect to work? So you can't say that because I was, going crazy on getting a new console is not the same thing as you and me going to the store and you happen to spot a bag, whether it's a Louis Vuitton or a Gucci bag that you like, and it costs almost over $1,000. And yes, I know a Gucci bag costs that much money, and it's just the name. It's nothing special about it. It's just the name of a bag that makes it so expensive. You're willing to spend all that money, and then you ain't even gonna probably utilize that bag that much. You're only gonna wear it a couple of times. Whereas with me, if I'm spending at least $600-700 on a console, I'm utilizing everything that's on that console, everything. So with that, I don't understand why, but you know, women look. I feel like the reason why some women see it that way is because I'm pretty sure they've dated guys who were gamers, but they just never understood why. You never understand something unless you tried yourself. And if you at least attempt it and you still don't like it, that's cool. We ain't gonna force you to play it, but don't come to us and say, hey, you shouldn't be playing video games, or say you playing video games is childish. Like, no, that's not the same comparison. Like, that's just like me saying that I like comic books. And I know a lot, and I mean a lot of women don't read comic books. I know a lot of women that's not into superheroes. Majority of the ones that are only into it based on the movies. I'm from all of it, from comics, animation, TV shows, video games, and movies. Vice versa. Hey, I even got collectibles. As you can see behind me, I got Batman on this side and Superman on this side. So yeah, that shows you that I'm a big DC guy. I like comic books, but I'm not gonna let what I like stop me because I started dating you. Like, you should know from the jump that this is who I am. If I'm dating you and this is what you like to do, that's fine. Now we get serious, then we may have to talk about, okay, maybe we got to cut back on all the spending that you're doing, especially if you like to consistently go on Amazon and shop, on a lot of items, a lot of products you probably not going to even use. You can say that you're going to use it, but you just want to keep spending money because you see it and it's, at a good price and you just want it. So again, like, it really gets you because, a lot of people, or not a lot of people, most women, and I even deal with these women even at my own job. Like, they even ask me, like, come on, they ask me why I like playing video games. I'm like, okay, why you like buying expensive bags? Some of them said because they like it. And I tell them the same thing, because I like playing video games. What more do you want to know? Like, what more do you want to know? I mean, how in depth you want me to go about me liking a console where I can escape reality, go into a virtual world and just pretend to be a character that I have the control. I can do whatever, yada yada, woo woo, and all of that on there. Like, what's the difference? Because last time I checked, at least if I get a console, it'll last me until the next gen console come out. Excuse me. Where versus like clothing line, you wear it and then after a while, you don't really put it on as much anymore because you consistently have to keep, yourself up to date with the latest fashion, which it's, I could do the same thing too. Like, I could stay up to fashion if I wanted to, but I'm not going to consistently keep spending my money on clothes every time, especially like on like shoes. I'm not going to keep buying every pair of shoes that come out every so month. Like, no. If I buy like 7 pairs of shoes, that equals up to a console. But out of those shoes, I'm only gonna wear them a few times because, one, I don't want to mess them up, and then two, I've already spent so much money on it. I gotta take care of it. So at least I'm taking care of my PS5. At least I'm taking care of that. I'm utilizing it, but I'm also taking care of it. I'm very careful with it. And I even saw an article where a husband gave up his PS5 because his wife told him to. I wish whoever I'm dating, I wish she would tell me to get rid of that PS5. Because if I'm getting rid of something, you're going to get rid of everything that you done bought in that closet. I'm going to just say that. Look, I know this is not what I'm supposed to say, but I'm all about equality. So if I give up something, you got to give up something too. It ain't going to be no, I'm giving up something, you keep everything that you got. That's not happening. I'm not finna stop liking something because you said that I should stop. That's dead. We cut that out. No, we're done. No, 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 absolutely not. We're not doing that. No, no, no. We're not doing that. So again, we got to compromise. We can talk about it like, hey, I'll probably take some days on not be on the game to spend time with you versus you take some time not to spend so much money on designer clothes that you probably not going to be wearing a lot as often. So, and then, every other woman accessories. But then again, this is where I start to see the double standard in this because it really shouldn't be that complicated. It's just a console. Don't take that as if like we're like we don't want to give y'all any attention. Like we give y'all attention. We come home to y'all. We don't entertain nobody outside. And at least we're in the same household and I'm not over someone else's house playing the video game. Cuz I know that there have been some guys who actually had to go over their homeboys or homegirls' house to go play a video game because their girls don't feel comfortable with them playing it at home, or they don't like the fact that they're playing video games, so they got to go hide, sneak out to someone else's house to play the video game. Which I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get a console and I'm gonna play it, but I want the person that I'm with to understand that. Look, I'm not gonna let a console come in between us, but at the same time, I'm not gonna let you dictate, when I should play the game. You gotta let a man be a man sometime. Just like I'm gonna let you be, if you want to have your alone time and do what you want to do, I'm not gonna hassle you over it. But I don't need you hovering over me when I'm on the game. Like we're not doing that. And fellas, to those whose girls who bought them a PS5, hey, I don't know what y'all did, but y'all some good ones. Continue to treat y'all's queens right. Because if they're willing to spend all that kind of money on y'all, please keep them. Please keep them. They are a true blessing. And, for those who, went out and got them, hey, look, again, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't want to be that kind of guy where I have to give up something that I like in order for me to be with you. And I know a lot of women ain't gonna understand that. So again, it's just that's the kind of stuff that tends to upset me is because when I start seeing a little bit of double standards from how things should be in relationships, it's like why should I have to go above and beyond for you and I can't get the same energy in return? I shouldn't have to get rid of something that I like to do to be with you or because that you feel I'm giving this item more attention than you, and that's not the case. Like I'm not finna to like put all my attention on the PS5. And I know for games like Cyberpunk, I know that's a game that everybody's gonna be on when everyone gets a PS5. That's gonna be the one game that people are gonna consistently be online for. Same goes for Call of Duty. But I know when to take my time and give my girl some treatment. Treat her right. I'm not gonna just forget about our anniversary or her birthday or Christmas, anything like that. Um I'm not gonna miss Thanksgiving to go spend the night in a store to get a console. Which now, given that I was single, I was about to do that, but I had to work that Black Friday morning. I almost got my PS5 that day, but man, I'm still upset I didn't get it that time. But yeah, but I was single. Now, if I was in a relationship, like I'm gonna just spend time with my family, and I'll get it whenever. I'll get it whenever. But again, this is a console that I myself was expecting to get as well. So again, it wasn't. It's not like I shouldn't get it or anything like that. It's the fact that I have a PS4, and soon eventually, my PS4 is not gonna last long. I didn't get like a PS4 Pro. I just got the standard model that came out a year after the release, and it's been working fine so far, but you never know. Anything can happen. And then, some folks' PS4 has been messing up to a point where it stopped working. And that's why they wanted to get the new, next gen console. And, I don't, I just want to be able to get mine so that way, at least when I get my new one, I ain't got to worry about not having a console for a while and not play a game. So, women, no, not sorry, ladies, understand that it's just a console. There's nothing wrong with men playing games. There's nothing wrong with that. It's pretty normal. I mean, it's not like it's doing any harm to them or anything. It's just their way of escaping from a long days of work. And I know you expect them to come home to you and y'all do the lovey dovey and all of that. But I mean, but every day though, like I wouldn't mind doing it every day, but at the same time, your man's gonna be kind of like, saying, "Man, I really want to get on this game. I really want to hop on Call of Duty or Cyberpunk or Fortnite or Destiny. Any game that's like co-op and multiplayer. Everyone's or want to get on it just to connect with their friends and chit chat every once in a while. It's also think of it like social media, except you're just playing a game, but you still can chit chat with your friends and stuff. I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. And for those who have girls that game as well, that's a plus one blessing right there. That's a plus one blessing because you ain't got to worry about her feeling some kind of way that you're playing something she don't know how to play it. And at least she's at least giving it a chance. So again, I just wanted to share that because I've been seeing this around and it just been putting me in a well, I ain't gonna say a bad spot. It just got me thinking about how a lot like there are women out there that think this way. There are women out there that thinks that just because you have this console that they think that it controls you or something like that. It's not even the case. Like now, I ain't gonna be one of them people that's gonna spend $1,000 on it. Now that's dead. That's dead. I'm not spending $1,000. I'm just buy the console at a regular retail price. I'm not buying it from no other site. That's dead. So. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts on that because that kind of stuff, it gets you rattled up a little bit. And I just find it unfair. And it's not just on video games. It's just like pretty much anything that in my opinion, it's pretty much anything that I like to do, whether it's playing video games or, reading comic books or watching movies on superheroes or going to Comic-Con. Like, there's going to come a time where, I hope that whoever I end up being with is more open, but if I have to deal with someone who just can't accept everything about me from the beginning and you just not realizing I like to do this stuff, like I'd rather just go ahead and let you know what I like to do. I'm not ashamed of it. It's just that I have no reason to hide what I like because I'm not being myself if I have to constantly hide a portion of myself in order to impress you. Like that's not how to me, I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. I want to impress you, but I also want to be myself as well. I want to, be comfortable to tell you that, oh, hey, I like to play video games, or hey, I like to read comic books, or hey, I like to go to Comic-Con. Like, come on now. I do. And I know that there's even a thing called BeautyCon. I never even heard of it, but that's just like saying if she likes to go to BeautyCon, and I know that BeautyCon is not something I want to do, but I would go just for her. I may, find something else that's out of this whole beauty thing, but I still would want to go for her. Now, for Comic-Con, Comic-Con is more like a family thing. It's almost like taking your kids to Disney World. But I know a lot of kids now are into like superheroes and anime and Star Wars and Star Trek and all of that and Walking Dead. That's a perfect place to take just anybody that's into that kind of stuff to something like that. That's a perfect place to take anybody there. It's international. Everyone around the world be coming to this thing. So going to that, I feel like it's more better. But if she's not willing to go, I shouldn't have to say, okay, then I'm not gonna go. If I was dating someone, I'm not gonna say, oh, well, I'm not gonna go to Comic-Con because she doesn't want to go. I'm gonna still go. But I'm also gonna, check up on her, reassure her, and tell her like, hey, I'm doing this. This is fun. Yada yada, woo woo, and all of that. Tell her. I consistently call her so that way she know that I'm not out here doing what I'm not supposed to be doing. But at the same time, I'm still gonna have fun. I'm still gonna socialize. Because that's not a place I want to go out and do that kind of stuff. This is a place where I can just, explore, be adventurous. Escape reality, just like with video games, escape reality. But again, I just wanted to share that with y'all. So again, I hope everyone's having a wonderful holidays. I hope everyone has a great and a Merry Christmas, and also a happy New Year, because we all need it. 2020 has been that year for all of us, but I want 2020 to be that year. I want 2021 to be a new beginning for everyone. And I mean everyone. So happy holidays, everyone. And thank you for watching. Just leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And, I'll continue to post more content. Good night, everyone.